Win or go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Watch the pass. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Check.
Elliott. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Come on. Watch out.
A first down carry by Elliott. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From the 39, Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Prescott, he's going to float this over the middle deep. And that is incomplete. They were trying to liven up this playoff game very early on. Pretty deep throw, but good coverage.
I think they were counting on the defenders being a little tight, a little over-anxious early, and trying to catch them flat-footed and get a big play.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
What? Check Mike 54. Mike 54. It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house. Further, further. 19. No.
Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. And right away, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd down, it's Carson. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now Wilson going to throw again. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 44-yard line. So from Cowboy territory now, here's first and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3. They go read option with Wilson. He'll pitch it. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
You got nothing.
On third down, Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. The throw over the middle taken in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down.
First down, Cowboys.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Undercrunch, undercrunch, undercrunch. Hey, 2-2.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Cooper was the intended target, and it'll bring up third down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They begin things in much better field position than their opening drive as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Carson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Now on 2nd and 13, Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Keelan Cole, the intended target.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Elliott on first down, going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Let's get that ball, Let's get that ball right here.
Prescott to throw this time. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he slides to avoid the hit. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Right there, 54 miles. Come on, baby, come on, let's go. Under 10, under 10, 10. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Back. Switch.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. The kick by Maher is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. Pass incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Watch his flat.
He may try and run for this. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson, 75 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
Let's go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points seeded.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Prescott from the gun. Forced, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Bobby Wagner able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Check Mike 54. Mike, let's go.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And he's going to go down again. Jadeveon Clowney able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
They'll run on 1st down. Carson. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at their 49-yard
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Wilson. It's caught, blocked it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 31-yard line.
That's good for the Seahawks. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
2 minutes to play here in this 1st half of the NFL playoffs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Jabril Peppers, a former 1st-round pick, there on the coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
14.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Let's go double count right here, double count.
Throwing again here, Wilson. And finding Keelan Cole. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Keelan Cole, 31 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. Tavon Austin, he's going to go. Touchdown, Cowboys. From one end zone to the other, 101 yards, as his guys are back within a single score.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, and if you do, you're taking on some responsibility, but he was happy to do so there.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, Wilson. He finds an opening past the 40, and that's complete. It's Watson. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
14.
On first down, Procise. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
There. Go. That's me.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He hits his running back, Procise. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Here's the sneak with Wilson. And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone.
Oh, yeah, good surge defensively. Sometimes you can just tell by the way a quarterback lines his feet up behind center. He's going to try and sneak it in. And they catch him here and stop him for no gain.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Here's Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Wilson's pass intended for DK Metcalf. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 1.
They'll come out in the pistol. This Cowboy defense trying to hold them out of the end zone. They've run it to 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes it a 21-10 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
You better be afraid of me. Check 52.
A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
3rd and 2, now Wilson completes it to Dixon. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in a shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage, so they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
This throw complete, Wilson finding Lockett. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Seahawks, 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Again, Wilson. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Tyrone Crawford picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
And for a 2nd straight play, that Cowboy defense gets him to the ground behind the line of scrimmage.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays.
Pick it up, D. Check 4.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the two-point try. And now he'll tuck it and run. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. DeMarcus Lawrence. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now a give right side. It's Carson. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And that'll skip out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. 7 yards there and a first down.
Gain of 7. And a Cowboy first down.
Check, watch the before, watch the before. Watch the curve.
On first down, Elliott. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Mike 54. I got you, punk.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott buying time to his left. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. A gain of 10 yards. And it's third down.
54 Mike. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
On third down, Elliott. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. This is Elliott. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain there of 21 yards.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Throwing. Prescott. There goes a deep ball. End zone. Christian Kirk. 38 yards. And the Cowboys have retaken the lead. So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try.
You. Kill.
They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And now nothing but green ahead of him. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. He goes 102 yards from one end zone to the other. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Well, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
It's complete. It's Gore. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wildcard matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Check 26, check 26.
Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Here we go. Check, check. Watch 54, watch 54. Too little, check. Here we go, 46, 46. Mike 54. Mike 54. Right there, 54, right there. 54, Mike. Tag 26.
3rd and long for Prescott. Got an open man, the tight end, Jarwin. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker.
Check 15, check 15.
They'll run it with Elliott, and he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Open man is Kirk, complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
3rd and short yardage, Prescott. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 44-yard line. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now Prescott. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Dancing to his left. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Now Elliott. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
At the 7-yard line.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
We own them. We own them.
Prescott. Oh, no, he lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Prescott on 3rd and goal. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
The kick by Marr is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On 1st down, Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. He's got a 1st down and more past the 30. And all the way up to the 33-yard line. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand. And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Mike 54.
Throwing now is Wilson. Caught by the tight end, Watson. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 28-yard line.
What? 380! Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I'm coming.
The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. And they take a knee. And Charles, on the losing side of things, you know, they didn't come in here as the favorite to these playoffs, but they came in with a lot of hope and anticipation tough to have that all snuffed out so quickly.
It really is. You're one of 12 teams when the playoffs begin that still has a chance to win the Super Bowl. So that's pretty darn good. And as you often talk